Hi, my audience. So today we have a very special guest. Her name is Leza Bennett. She's an international speaker, consultant. She's a mindset and a strategist. So very quickly, I'm just request her, please give a introduction to my audience.
Hi, as you said, hi, Abdul. It's nice to be with you today as well as with your audience. And again, yes, I'm Lisa Bennett. I am a business strategist by trade. I have been a consultant with the largest management, I should say, with the largest consulting firm in the world. But now I have focused my energy on mindset coaching and speaking. And I'll give you a little bit of reason for that. What I found in the course of my career is a lot of times people would ask me, how did you move so quickly from one level of a position in a company to the next level, etc.? And when you get to my level with inside of major corporations, you will not find a lot of women, and then not a lot of women of color. And so the question has always been, how did you get there? Um, I went in my practice in my business world. What I did, it was go into companies. So my firm would assign me to a company. I would go in and talk with them about how to make processes better, how to improve the workforce in terms of their production, how to make them just a more vibrant or viable company. And so what I found out though is when you go into companies, it's not about the company and what they're doing, but it's about the people. So I decided, between being asked a question about how I was able to move so quickly, and then knowing what I've found out about how corporations work, basically it's about the people in the corporation. And so I wanted to focus my energy on the people and how to get the best out of people. When you do that and you start to work with their mindset, then they are really productive within the scope of the organization. So the organization just needed to create a framework, if you will, so that the folks could really be their best and give their best. And that has now translated from my position in the corporate world into me doing private practice. And so this is how I launched the mindset business and the coaching business, because I found that there were just more people, and some of them were in jobs, but they really wanted to do their own thing. But it was still sort of the same mindset demon or booger, if you will, that was holding them from performing well within the company, that keeps them from pursuing their dreams. So my job now, the job I like, is helping people unblock their mental capabilities to help give them tools to get away from the fear, or to put the fear in check, if you will, so that they can go ahead and pursue their dreams. I can't, Abdul, I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I said like it's really awesome. Like I feel and I believe like you are much experienced and you have a strong grip on the mindset. So I want to ask for my audience like which mindset is necessary to build any firm and or a company, like those guys are going to start their business now, so which mindset is necessary for them? So I just need a advice. Please give a sincere advice to my audience.
Yeah. So here's the thing. First of all, I think there are only really two emotions, and all a mindset really is about dealing with our emotions. There are two emotions. There either is fear and then there's love. The closer you are, and if you could imagine that, like on a line, there's the neutral position is in the middle, and love is over here and fear is over here. What you want to do, most of us, we tend to go into the fear part, meaning that we listen to what other people say. If what we think and what we want to do doesn't align up with other people say or think we should be doing, then we get fearful, and so we run away from what we want to think or be. When you vacillate on the other end of the spectrum, which is love, which means that you're willing to embrace yourself and to love yourself and to listen to yourself, then you're less fearful and more apt to do what you want to do. So if I had to pick out any one single thing, I'll say that what you have to do at all times, and you cannot compromise, is your inner voice. You have to listen to what you think and not try to measure yourself about other people's successes or other people's vision of what you should be. And once you do that, if you always just, I'll say meditate if you need to, meditate and listen to yourself and be authentic with yourself. What do you want to do? And you follow that pathway, you cannot go wrong. So if I had to pick one thing in the mental state, it is being true and authentic with yourself.
Awesome. So I just have a last question for you. Like, which make you successful in your business career? Like, which things like to you are giving a mentorship of lots of people, and many of people are following you, following your footprints. So please give us a right path, and we will please give us a shortcut. Like, which makes you successful?
I think the thing that makes me successful is pretty much the one thing that I just outlined for you guys. It is I've always had the ability, if I looked at the corporate structure and I was looking for women, I'm not going to find very many. If I'm looking for women of color, I'm going to find even less in women of color. If I find 10 women, I might find one of color. And so I think the thing that's made me successful is the advice I just gave you, is that I listen to myself and I pursue what I want to pursue, and I don't worry about what everybody else is thinking, because that will limit your ability to scale. That will limit your ability to fly. It'll limit your ability to see yourself. You don't want to look at where you are. You want to look at where you want to be. And if you are busy allowing people to hold you to what they see and where you are today, then you can't visualize or project yourself into the future of where you want to be. So I think for me, the thing that I've been able to do is to really grasp that. And I do things that may be considered unconventional for even women to do, women of color, whatever, but not being afraid to just do it because that's what's going to make me happy. I'll say you look for the path of least resistance to what you want to be. I think your mouth is
Yeah.
okay. There you go.
Yes, it's a great, like your talk is really motivational for us, and definitely it will help us to change our mindset. So, do you think like how like things are more difficult due to this pandemic? So, do you think like how we guys, how the salespeople or how other companies expand their business reach? So, do you give any last advice to him, like how these guys expand their business reach, or so you have any suggestion for them?
You said, I'm sorry, repeat the question for me.
Yeah, I said like things are going to more difficult due to this pandemic, and life is going to virtually. So, do you think like do you have any advice for the entrepreneurs, like how they can get the benefit for this situation?
The interesting thing is, I think that the pandemic has done wonders for business. And I think it has done wonderful job for individuals. See, so what the pandemic has done, in my opinion, is it's leveled the playing field. In if before the pandemic, in order to reach a large audience or in order to be on TV or order to do these things that we consider big things, everybody had to have a lot of money, or you had to have a production deal with a studio to be on TV. You had to have all of these resources. The pandemic has shown us that if you're creative enough, we're on TV right now, right? You and I are doing an interview. We're not in a big studio somewhere sitting next to each other. We're able to produce a high quality video from right where we sit. And so I think the pandemic really has leveled the playing field. And if people will do this, focus on solutions. Don't get caught up on this is what the problem is. Acknowledge the problem. And I'll give you an exercise that'll help everybody with this. Acknowledge what you want to do. Write it in the middle of a board, or write it in the center of a piece of paper. So acknowledge it and put a circle around it. Then I want you to think about, draw some arrows from it, from the middle. Every which way you can think of as a solution, or you can think of to solve that. And what will happen is that you will stop focusing on the middle and start focusing on ways to resolve it. I think the pandemic has led us to be really more creative and resilient and focus more on how we could follow our own dreams without thinking we had to have $500,000 in the bank to put out a video or to produce something. We're able to do that. So I'm just going to say, the one thing I would say is focus on solutions and not on problems, and your business will grow.
Awesome, awesome, Lisa. Thank you so much for your precious time, and thank you for the awesome advices. And definitely, it will be really helpful for me and for my audience. And now we are going to close this conversation. And thank you so much for my audience as well. They see us, and definitely we will come back with some same type of special guest for you, and they will change your mindset. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.